Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Dairy is synonymous with Vermont, from Ben & Jerry's to Cabot Creamery. Our state's high-quality milk, butter, and cheese are consumed around the world, and many dairy farmers are the backbone of their local community. As technologies, procedures, and financials continue to change in a global market, dairy farmers in the Northeast look to stay on the cutting edge. Next week, they'll get a chance to do just that at the 2023 Vermont Dairy Producers Conference. It's taking place Tuesday, February 21st at the Doubletree by Hilton in South Burlington. The conference helps connect area farmers with national experts. It focuses on major issues affecting the dairy industry, from animal health to changing climate. To learn more, we welcome in Dale Tatro, who serves on the conference committee and owns Hidden View Farm in Champlain, New York. Joining Dale is Alicia Pinsonault. Alicia is the Farmer Relations Manager for New England Dairy. Good afternoon, and thank you both for being with us today.
Good afternoon, Fran.
So, Dale, we'll start with you as a dairy farmer and conference organizer. What are you most looking forward to at next week's conference?
Some of the great speakers that'll be there, and then networking with a lot of farmers that we have not seen in person, and people that we do a lot of business with. So it'll be a really great day.
All right, I'm sure. So tell us just a little bit about your farm, Hidden View Farm. You're a Cabot member, and I understand it's a family business with your brothers.
Yep, that's correct. We milk a little over 700 cows. We've been in business since my three brothers and I since 1989. We started our partnership, and we've been shipping to Cabot for over 30 years now. So that's been a great relationship too. So
terrific. And Alicia, what is the New England Dairy? What is New England Dairy, and what is it you do as a farmer relations manager?
New England Dairy is a nonprofit education organization that is staffed by registered dietitians and communications professionals like myself, and we serve as the voice of our local dairy farmers. So we promote all things dairy, farming, food, nutrition, health, and wellness. And in my role as Farmer Relations Manager, I work closely with farmers to support them in their work, to engage them in dairy promotion activities, and to build support for our checkoff programs. New England Dairy is one of the many sponsors of the Vermont Dairy Producers Conference.
Terrific. And Dale, why would you say it's important for dairy producers to attend this conference? You talked about networking. Why is this an important thing for people to make the time, as if they had much, but make the time to come?
Well, today, technology moves so fast, and it's such a rapid changing thing. And if you're not on top of technology today, technology is going to be on top of you. And this is a great place to start picking up new innovation. Just so many things are evolving in our industry, and you've really got to be on top of it, or like I said, it's going to be on top of you, and you'll find yourself on the wrong end of the industry.
I bet. So let's touch on some of the guest speakers. You have an amazing list of guest speakers whom you've invited to the conference. And first up is Dr. Victor Cabrera. He is from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Alicia, tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, so Dr. Cabrera is going to be discussing dairy farm efficiency with an emphasis on reproduction. We know that reproductive improvement can often lead to higher milk productivity, which in turn results in higher milk income. So efficiencies in reproduction can also help lead to less breeding expenses. And this presentation will really focus on how farmers can improve the reproductive efficiency of their herd and some of the economic impacts that go along with doing so.
Terrific. And the conference also features Dr. Jeffrey Bruley. He's from the largest dairy breed organization in the world, the Holstein Association USA. What's he focusing on?
So Dr. Bewley is going to be discussing how to use data to make health and economic decisions in dairy farm management. We know that dairy farmers have really embraced innovative technologies like robotic milkers and anaerobic digesters. And with a lot of these technologies comes a lot of data. So he is really going to look at how farmers can utilize data to make their operations more successful. His focus areas are really in the economic impact of the decisions that farmers make, records management, facility modernization, cow comfort and care, which we know is so important, and then overall dairy business management. Dr. Booley grew up working on his grandfather's dairy farm in Kentucky, so that really complements his academic and his professional experiences.
So this is really working with your own data as well as probably national or regional data.
Absolutely. We know there will be a lot of that shared at the conference.
Great. And Dale, you have a speaker from the University of Kentucky who will focus on developing a system for continuous improvement.
Yes, that's Dr. David Parsley. Um, he's a technical engineer, a mechanical engineer. He just brings a whole different spectrum to thinking and innovation into the dairy industry. So he's he's one that I'm gonna be very interested in listening to that day.
Okay. So he's really talking about efficiencies and systems. Is
Absolutely.
great. And, climate change is also on the agenda. There's a speaker from the University of California, Davis. Tell us a little bit about him, Dale.
So everything, today we're always trying to conserve more water and be less waste as people think. And the recycling of dairy farmers today is just unbelievable. I mean, between drag lining and making sure we use every drop of water to cool our milk, to go back to the cows, to wash the system. Water is probably used 3 to 4 times a day before it goes out into the fields.
Wow. And then he also addresses just climate action. I'm sure that climate issues are very different in California than here, but is he also talking about sustainability and other practices that you can actually use in the Northeast?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's several things that we're actually doing right now in the dairy industry. You take like cottonseed that once you pull your cotton from it, the cottonseed used to be thrown in the landfills. Beet pulp, citrus pulp. After we got orange juice, those used to be put in landfills. All those products are now being fed back to dairy cows. Plus, there's a lot of other things that are being fed. From distillers, breweries, any of their waste product is now being reprocessed and fed back to cows. So, there's a lot of recycling going on in the dairy industry that the outside world doesn't know about also.
Right. So you've established all of these other connections with other industries to
Correct.
help with the whole sustainability, not just in the dairy industry.
Absolutely.
That's terrific. So, Alicia, we know that dairy farming is a nonstop job and that work-life balance can definitely be a challenge. You have a speaker who will address these issues.
Absolutely. As Dale can certainly attest to, farming is a job, but really more of a lifestyle that requires your attention 365 days a year. So work-life balance can certainly be challenging. When I speak to farmers, especially folks who have been farming for many years, they often share that they're just now able to take vacations and not have to miss family celebrations because either they have employees who are able to run the farm in their absence, or they have grown children or other family members who can tend to the farm when they're not there. We know that burnout is real, and we just want to make sure that farmers have the skills and resources to establish a work life balance that works for them, knowing that they still have cows to care for 365 days a year. So, with that in mind, Tim Schaefer from Encore Consulting is going to discuss dairy management and how to identify some of the limitations to success. He's going to look at 6 areas that dairy farmers can use to scale up their management skills and to achieve a better work life balance.
Awesome. So when you say limitations to success, do you have a sense of what one of those might be? So he has 6 limitations, but we're really talking about wanting to be successful and letting those limitations go, right?
Absolutely. I know in some of his past presentations, he's really talked about how farmers can't be superheroes and they really need to learn to rely on their employees more, which I know can be challenging for a lot of people, right? You've grown your business, you have animals to care for, really important things. So making sure that you're giving your employees the agency to really, step up in your absence.
Great. So then comment briefly on why management and leadership training is important for dairy farmers. It sounds like you were starting to go there.
Yeah, of course. Management and leadership training is, of course, important for farmers because they know how to care for their animals and to manage their herd, but they'll need a totally different set of skills to manage employees and people. So, training in this area can really help farmers to identify the strengths of their team members, to better motivate them, and to explore ways that they can work together to reach their common goals. So, this can apply not only to the farm, but it also prepares farmers to take on roles in agriculture related groups like 4-H, watershed management groups, co-ops, and other organizations.
So more than ever, consumers want to know where their food is coming from. How do you connect with consumers, and why is that connection important? Quickly, Dale.
I think we have to tell our story, who we are, where we came from, and what we do, and how much we do take pride and care and of our animals, and the food that we get to the public is it can't get any better than what it is. I mean, we just do a fabulous job all the way through.
So true. We thank you very much. And as noted, the Dairy Producers Conference is coming up next Tuesday. That's Tuesday, February 21st at the Doubletree by Hilton in South Burlington. To get more information and to register, you can go to www.vtdairyconference.com. So I want to thank Dale and Alicia for all that you do for our dairy farmers. We wish you good luck with the conference. And any last note to encourage people to come that might not have signed up yet? Dale?
Well, I mean, if you as a farmer can't make it, send one of your employees or two of them.
There you go. Okay. Alicia, one last word.
Yeah, I would just note that, this is the first time the conference has been in person since 2019. So it's really exciting to be able to get together again in person and to celebrate the achievements of dairy in our state, but also to learn from these expert speakers that we have.
Okay. Alicia and Dale, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck and have a great time at the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.